Hi everybody, this is Rich with OriginalMusicWorks.com. Today I am making my first instructional video on some of the software that we have in the toolbox on the website. And the first piece of software I'd like to show you how to use and what it does is a program called Jam. Now Jam is a real small file. It's only 100 kilobits in size. It doesn't install. It's a simple executable. And it works basically like a notepad software program. When you first go to open it, you will get the Windows security warning because it doesn't have a valid digital signature, so it's not like it's been approved by Windows, so it asks you that. I'm going to start the software up here. Again, you see it looks like Notepad. I can just go in here and type away in, and basically types in just like any Notepad editor would. And what we're going to do here is just kind of give you a quick brief overview of the settings. The first thing is you've got your MIDI output, so you can use in this case the wavetable from Microsoft. You could also output that to a different MIDI device as well. So if you have maybe some external MIDI cables that run to a keyboard, those are all options that are available. The tempo, I'm going to set that to 165 for my test here. It doesn't seem to save that, so just keep that in mind that you're going to have to re-enter that when you come into the song. I usually comment what tempo I want to save the song as. I'll show you that later. You've got your play, pause, stop, and loop options for your buttons. All pretty simple, just like using a CD player or something like that. For your settings, you've got voices. Here you get to pick the voice you hear on the chords with the MIDI. You get to pick the bass sound that's used, so that's what you're going to hear when the chord plays. And you've got some velocity settings here as far as how hard the key is pressed, which is basically volume. You've also got a fast input option, and what that fast input does is it allows you to have a shortcut key to be able to enter in a chord name a little bit more quickly. Realistically, it uses simple copy and paste in this program. Possibly if you were doing a lot of entry on it, you get to the point where you could become fluent in this. For the most part, if you're typing into it, it's just easy to type it and then just copy and paste large sections that repeat. You've got your basic edit settings, and you've got a transpose option. And you've also got then your basic file save, and you can also export this to MIDI, so then you can open it in a different program to play it back. You could also possibly do editing on it, although I found that some MIDI editing softwares don't always play nice with each other, so just a heads up with that. In this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my little reel book here, and I'm going to type in some chords from Green Dolphin Street. So the first thing I'm going to do is put a number symbol and put Green Dolphin Street. I'm going to put in my recommended beat per minute at 165, and then let's get into typing some chords. So I'll show you how quick this is. I'm going to put a pipe symbol. That's the little symbol basically that goes straight up and down, and that's going to be what you're going to separate every bar with. So I'm going to put A plus 7 for A major 7. You could also type out A major 7. It works both ways, but I'm just going to do it this way for simplicity. The next bar I'm going to put in a percentage sign because it repeats, and I'm also going to then do a minus 7, and I'm going to put another percentage sign because that repeats as well. So that's the first 4 bars of Green Dolphin Street. I'm going to hit play here. Now what this is it starts from default at a time signature of 4/4. So that's playing that one chord here over those 4 beats. If I put a forward leaning slash, that tells it to play that chord more times in that bar. So it's still 4/4 beat at 165 beats per minute. If I put it in 4, it'll probably be the easiest way to understand it. If I were to put in 3 beats instead of 4, you'll get like a triplet effect at that point. If I put in 10 of these, or however many I want, it's going to play over 4 beats at 165 beats per minute 10 times. I might not have 10 there, but you get the idea. There's also the option you can put in a dash, and that'll give you a rest. Or you can put in an equal sign, and that'll hold that note for 2 beats. So you'd have A major 7 held for 2 beats, a beat rest, and then it would come back with for 1 beat. in this case, because this will always play the forward lean slash always plays the last chord. In this case, what I want to do is have kind of like a Latin rhythm, so I'm going to put in a beat like this, and I'll play that to show you how that works. So you get kind of an idea of how that works. Now I'm going to close out the program for a second and go into a previously saved when I have all the chords entered in here. And you'll see here, like, I'll have section A, I put comments as the song goes, and then I can copy and paste those quickly, and I can, add repeats at the end for solos or do whatever you really like. It's a great way to even just arrange a song so you can start to see how long it takes and things like that. Again, it didn't save my tempo, so I'm going to type that in up here. You can also type in a custom chord name and have that be certain notes in the scale. When you go to the website for Jam, there's a homepage link right in the software, and I'll take you to that just so you see the URL. There's a real nice tutorial in there, and you have a user manual that shows you like the buttons and basically everything I'm going through here. There's also a tutorial that shows you how to enter in specific chords, so you can go down below here in A minor 7, F diminished, F sharp diminished, and it'll also go through here how you can put a custom chord name in, or if you want to change the default chord names. It's really pretty good as far as showing you how to use everything. You have the ability to put a different bass note in if you'd like. And the only thing that I noticed is that when you put in a custom bass note, like you'll see I did it right up in this area. So that's going to be a B7 chord using A as your bass. Well, what's interesting is it still uses that forward slash in the notation, so how does it know not to do B7 and then go another beat of B7 and then go to an A major at that point, or an A chord? But it just does seem to have that down pretty well. It doesn't really make a mistake. I think if you add a space or things like that, if you had a problem, it'll take care of it for you. But now, so here I've got the song redone. I've got, in this case, a couple holds. I'm going to just play the first 8 bars here for you. The other thing you'll find is, let's say you make a mistake. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to put in a backslash on purpose. When I try to play it, right away it goes to that spot. Let's see if because that's towards the top here, just to demonstrate again. I'm going to put that down here. I'm going to put the backslash, and I'll go up to the top of the song. If I go to hit play, again, it's going to find that error right away. So if you have a chord that's not right or something, you may find that it doesn't play for you. That just is because the notation could be off a little bit. So just be a little careful with the notation. Read through the tutorial a couple times, and maybe look at the sample song that they have. I think you'll feel pretty comfortable with it. Now, if you've been paying real close attention, you'll say, well, this doesn't sound like it's in the right key. Well, that's right. I took this out of a real book for an alto sax. So this is actually in the key of E flat, and when I typed it in, I didn't transpose it. So now what I want to do is actually transpose the song so that it's in the actual key of what Green Dolphin Street should be. So I have to go, in this case, up to an E flat transpose on that. And now when I play it, you'll hear the difference. So that's what I want to do to save it now. And now I've got that saved song. I've got the sections. I can do whatever I want to edit it, copy, paste. I could paste this into an email and a Word into Notepad and print it at that point. I don't see a print feature on the software, but you could easily copy and paste it. It uses all the same keys as that you'd have with pretty much anything else. I guess there's not a select all, but you can highlight it easy enough. Control C and paste it later with Control V into Notepad. It saves that all through Windows and into the clipboard and works very well. So anyway, that is basically everything there is to the software. It works great, and I hope you get to try it, and I hope that this tutorial was helpful for you. Thank you.